I hear you there. Now I see you.
What's
Killer.
going on?
I,
Oh,
I see Leah, but I can't hear her.
that's all right. You shouldn't be able to hear her, I don't think, unless she sets it up that you can. She's my engineer, my monitor. She's on mute.
Okay.
Right there she goes.
Great.
Hey, baby.
Hey,
Not you,
honey.
her.
I'm gonna sit
Okay.
here and do some makeup.
Now I'm looking at you, honey. Hi,
Good.
honey.
I hear you. I'm looking at you.
Well, why am I looking at you? I should be looking at my host here, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I am,
sorry.
Jeff.
Hold on a second.
Jeff R.
Hold on.
Jeff R, if that is your real name.
So
There.
far.
What's the R stand for?
Rounds. R-O.
Jeff Rounds.
Yeah, circular.
ROUNDS? Like Rolaids. ROLAID. I see you seem to be a big fan there. You're a Tree Wizard t-shirt and got
Yeah.
Markula flying around in the
Oh, no,
background.
no,
I don't know
no.
what that is on my left. You're right. But
That's
Okay.
Face Bones from Metalocalypse.
that's why I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm aware of the show. I may have seen part of one episode of Metalocalypse. I'm aware of it. I know those guys.
Yeah, yeah.
They play the music and everything. So they're cool.
Both of these are gifts from my son. Actually, the t-shirt is too, but he made those. Those are
Really
his artwork. So
that's crazy.
Yep, and
my wife is supposed to be making a Markula plushie.
I can't figure it out.
Maybe you should talk to his son since he did that Markula artwork just above his left shoulder there.
That's flat.
Yeah, it's flat, but
And
I don't know. You can
on
figure everything
3D.
else out. Why come you can't figure Markula out? What's the matter?
Because I don't know yet.
You'll
I'm gonna figure it out at some point.
You
I'll
will.
do the,
You will.
I'll do the spider.
I know you will. I got confidence in my wife. She can do most anything.
Yeah, I've seen her work. Very nice stuff. Very nice stuff.
Oh, you've seen it. Oh, okay. So you've been on the website.
Yeah, yeah. And we met through that Aqua Teen Hunger Force shit posting on Facebook. Great stuff, it's really wonderful to see you commenting in there and adding, doing your own lines, because obviously those people are just obsessed with Aqua Teen. And
I'm in so many Aqua Teen groups. That's just one of them. I'm in like all of them. All the ones that are on there, I'm in there, man. I'm talking to the fans, and every time I post something about where I'm going to be next, I share it on the group's page,
That's great. That's great. And it's really impressive that you allow yourself to be accessible like that. So.
Oh yeah. Well, you see,
I did it.
I'm going to answer one of your questions right now. You asked me what do I like about going to conventions and stuff like that. And that's the answer, the fans, because that's why I love to go so much, because I get to meet them, old, young, new, and it's so funny because there are a ton of like kids out there, like 10-year-olds and things of that nature that are wearing my show. And I'm like, you either got the coolest parents or maybe your parents need some therapy.
Yeah.
They let your 10-year-old ass watch Aqua Teen. Something's either very wrong or very right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know. Those things kind of go hand in hand. I introduced my son to Aqua Teen at about the age 5. And yeah, he's into it too. And
what episode did you show him at 5? Which episode was that?
Yeah, well, I mean, we started right from the beginning. I bought the DVDs, I bought the whole collection, and we sit there and watch it.
I guess that's not too bad if you start at the beginning when we were young and dumb and full of something that I probably shouldn't say on this Zoom meeting, But yeah, man, I've met young kids who's like, yeah, I know Frylock, yay, excited to meet Frylock, and me, Dana Snyder, Master Shake, and Dave Willis have recently been doing a few shows together, and it's always so great to see the fans come out, man. So that's really the primary reason why we do what we do. I mean, if it wasn't for the fans, what would we be? Who would we be? What would we be doing? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I used to wash dishes in the dish pits around Atlanta, so be doing
and
some
I made
crap
him
like
sign
that.
up for Facebook. And then he's like on the way to work and stuff. And I said, you're going to talk to everybody. People are going to message you. You're going to talk to them. And so he'd get people messaging him about like all kinds of stuff. Like some people would say, I'm having such a tough time today. And he'd like counsel them. I
That's
always
cool.
thought that was so cute how he'd always be like, oh, and just like talk about, just like counsel them and try to make them feel better about life, that
That's the
kind of
thing
stuff.
about life. You never know what people are going to come at you with. I've had people telling me they thought about ending themselves. I don't know if I talked them out of it, but I try. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I was successful once or twice, but that doesn't happen often. Thank God. I'm not a suicide counselor, so please, fans out there, don't try to contact Frylock to tell you how to live your life or whatever it is you're thinking about doing. Don't do it. Usually that's the way to go. Don't do it. If you're thinking about ending yourself or others.
Okay, dude. I just did all the prep work. Now let's get it on. Do it!
Harming yourself or someone else. Don't do it. There's always alternatives. Find a hobby. Build some model cars or planes, trains, or automobiles. Play video games. That's how I take out my frustration.
Tell me! What was we talking about?
My sister's baby.
Right
Play
on.
video
Yep.
games, I don't beat my wife. She beats me at
Nuh-uh.
pool, at
You
the pool
beat me.
hall.
You beat me every day. You beat me up every day. He gets up
Yeah,
at
I
like
get up
9,
before
and I
she
get up
does.
at
Ha
like
ha 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 ha.
and I get up at
That
like
old
11.
joke. Ah, my wife, I tell you. Oh, I love her. I love her. You married, Jeff?
Not anymore. They came to their senses.
Oh.
They. Is there more than one ex?
Yeah,
Mrs.
too.
Jeff? Two
Oh yeah.
exes.
See, third time's the charm. Like, look, see.
She's got two ex-husbands.
Uh-huh.
She's got two ex-husbands. That's what she told me when she told me, not asked me. We're gonna go down to the courthouse and we're gonna get married. I said, when? Today. We're going. I said, why you want to marry a bum like me? Oh, third time's the charm.
Svetlana Smith, take Carl.
Just say Smith again, it don't matter. None of this matters.
I made 2 prior mistakes, so you're it. And I'm like, okay, I'm it. But you, as long as you know what you're getting into.
Uh-huh. We've
Well,
been
you guys-
together for what? 7 years at that point, or 8 years, or 9 years, or 10 years? Well, I
And
don't
we've
even
been
know.
married for what, 5 years now?
I don't know. I'd have to
Going
look
on
it up on
6, probably.
IMDb. That's why it's on
Just
IMDb.
do the
so
math,
that,
baby.
like, we can look it up.
January 2018, we got married, okay?
Nuh-uh. Wait,
What do you mean,
no, that's right. I thought you were trying to say January 20th of 18.
January 2018, the month and the year.
Oh, yeah.
I might not always remember the date.
It's the
you know.
18th, I think.
She
It's
doesn't
in
know.
there.
She doesn't
I don't know. Let's look at
It's okay.
IMDb. I put it in there like right
It's
after
quite
we
all
got
right. We're not here to talk about our marriage.
Yeah. Well, let's get to the first.
Jeff can tell us what not to do in a marriage or two, I'm sure.
Yeah, I absolutely could. We could do separate counseling sessions when the podcast is
It's
done.
okay. It's okay. Well, so far ours is going good. The honeymoon is still going on, believe it or not. After
Yep.
all these years, I still love my wife with all my heart and soul, and
I'm still in
wouldn't
love
trade her
with
for
my
anything in
husband.
the world. She's no
That's-
Martha Stewart, but
Right.
I'm gonna go. Make a
hey,
sandwich.
she's my cute goth pirate, goth chick, and I love her to death. We met at Dragon Con here in Atlanta, actually.
Flying!
Great.
We met
Yep.
at Dragon Con. This weird girl comes up to my table with this crazy makeup on, wearing a mask and these black wings and everything. Asked me if I want a sandwich
It is the brood witch.
or something to drink.
No,
and I'm
it's a
like,
Coke.
yeah, Coke.
'Cause I was gonna go get
Coca-Cola,
one.
not cocaine.
I don't have any cocaine. I was not going to ask you for cocaine, sir.
In case anybody's wondering what we're talking about. It's not a code word for cocaine. It's Coca-Cola, the actual drink. And she just kept hovering around. She never went away,
I couldn't leave the.
hanging out at my table.
I couldn't move. I couldn't leave.
And
the,
even though
the
she
room.
was at the con with her boyfriend at the time, you know what I'm saying? So, Anyway. I
Well,
said
you
I
guys
wasn't-
seem like a good match to me. So
We are.
It's
We
the
are. We're
Fry
good.
Legs episode.
She-
He stole.
She
It's
is my muse. She is my engineer. She's the love of my life. She's my precious, precious wife. and she talked me into getting 4 kittens, 4 cats.
This is Mr. Sparkles. He is a magician, and he is not to be touched.
So
They're so cute.
we don't have any kids like you, but we got kitty cats. She does have 2 children out of from her 2 previous marriages, though. They're practically grown young men now, though. I had nothing to do with raising them, so whatever they messed up in life, I had nothing to do with it. You know, I wish
If you
them
were
the best.
around, they wouldn't be.
I've only met
way
one of
they
them.
are.
I haven't met them both, but yeah, it's life is throws you some curveballs, man, and you got to make lemonade.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
I said that totally wrong.
No, curveballs.
Life
are
throws you
great lemonade.
curveballs, make curvy lemonade. That's what you do. So, what part of the country you live in, Jeff?
I'm in scenic Detroit. Right in the,
Detroit, Michigan.
that's right.
Oh my God! And you're still alive.
Oh boy. Detroit.
I love it. I
Do you know
love
that
it.
Forbes just released the list of 15 most dangerous cities to live in, and I don't even think Detroit is on the list. I don't know. You can look that shit up. But my hometown is number 1. And you
St.
never
Louis?
guess. Yeah, St. Louis, Missouri, the
Yeah,
number
it's
1 most
tough,
dangerous city to live in. Like I didn't know that. I knew that in 93 when I moved from there. You know what I'm saying? It just made the list in 2024. I guess it took them a while to realize it. You know, a lot of people would get St. Louis confused with East St. Louis. And I'm like, whoa, it ain't that bad. Don't be talking about this East St. Louis now. I used to go to East St. Louis to party. In the 80s and 90s. I did. I had friends I went to college with that lived there and were born and raised there. So we go across the water because all the clubs in East St. Louis stay open till 6 a.m. All the clubs in St. Louis close at like midnight or 3 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So you shoot across the water, you could party when the sun go down and still be partying when the sun come up. Atlanta used to have a club called Club Anytime that would stay open 24 hours a day. Could you imagine that?
Whoa, what are you doing? You can't go out there like that.
Being in a club at 7 a.m., still partying and drinking.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah, it's been a lot of years.
They've since amended those laws where you can't party and drink till 7 a.m. anymore, not unless you're at your own house. You know, but I'm like, nothing good. What did our grandparents used to tell us? Nothing good happens at 3 a.m. Not really. If you ain't done what you got to do by 3 a.m., just please go home, or you should be at home by 3 a.m.
What we doing, gentlemen?
Good morning, officer.
You should be with whoever you need to be with and done whatever you needed to do for that night by 3 a.m. If you ain't done it, then you're into something wicked. This way comes. You're into something wicked at 3 a.m. if you're still up trying to find whatever it is you need to find.
What?
That ain't good.
Very
Nuh-uh.
wise words.
At 3 a.m.?
Yes, that is the time when you go
To Waffle House.
No, that's
IHOP,
at
Waffle
4.
House.
That's at 4 or 5.
No.
At 3 a.m.,
What do you go?
you're
Where do you go
wandering-
at 3 a.m. that something good happens? Where?
To the abandoned insane asylum. That's where you go.
To the what?
To the abandoned
No.
insane asylum.
See, that's your goth stuff. You keep that. You go to the abandoned insane asylum. You go on a ghost hunt.
It's me! I'm the ghost of the ghost of the ghost!
Yes, you did.
That's what one of the voice actresses was telling me that she likes to do. What the last show that I did. Where the hell was I? What was the last show I did, honey?
I don't know. Wait a minute.
Oh
I have to
God,
look
help
at
me
your
out here.
calendar.
You know my memory's going. My memory's fading away. Anyway, the last show I did, one of the voice actors was like, "We like to go ghost hunting," and so she told us a little story about her and her crew trying to Scooby Doo some insane asylum somewhere.
Moody, moody, moo! And moody, moody, moo to your turn!
Yeah, so at what
I mean, I
point
got you.
did you realize that the show was a hit? Was it from the very start or somewhere?
No, hell no. We thought we were going to get canceled. Like, we didn't know we were going to get season 1 out of this damn thing, man. You know, Matt Malero and Dave Willis, the co-creators of the show, they kept pitching it to Mike Lazo and Keith Crawford, the powers that be over at Adult Swim. And they kept blowing them off for a long time. And then they were already working on shows like Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, and things of that nature. Me, myself, I was doing stuff like bumps, what they call bumps, for like coming up next on Cartoon Network. Ed and Eddie coming up next. Space
Right.
Ghost. You know, I was doing the announcer gig. for Cartoon Network and Adult Swim and Boomerang at the time. I was the original announcer for the first run of Samurai Jack. On the next Samurai Jack, Jack gets into this, so that, and the other. Jack meets the Scotsman, or whatever. So I was doing that.
Wait, your
And-
show's a hit? Wait, since when?
Very funny. So, no, we had no idea we had lightning in the bottle, man. I think if hindsight is 2020, if we knew it was going to be as big as it was, or get a fan base like it did, that's why I was so shocked when they told me we got canceled officially. Unofficially, we had been canceled already, but officially, as far as the public knows, we got canceled once, the 2016.
But it's funny, right?
Yeah, it's just a little too close to another project that we have coming down the pipeline that's already like this.
Right.
I've got nothing negative to say about any of my castmates or anything like that. We all get along great. Everything's good. We're one big family, man. We just are dysfunctional as hell.
Yeah. Well, good on you. You know, and the Frylock character, you realize that you're like the straight man of the show. That you're the glue that bonds it all together. None of these gags would work if you didn't have.
On paper. Yeah, on paper. That is how he was described to me when I auditioned for the role. In the break room of my day job. I used to be the guy who would call your house while you're having dinner and ask you, this is my cat behind me, that's Jasper.
Oh, he
the
went over there?
background
I wondered where
Yes,
he went.
he's
He was
in
in here
here.
earlier.
He wants attention.
Of course
from
he
me.
does.
He wants to be on the Zoom call too.
Oh, he wants me to feed him.
I
which I'm
mistakenly
going
locked
to
him
do.
out on the porch.
Yes,
We live
you
in a
did.
3rd floor apartment.
Right.
And I went to the gym with my father-in-law and mistakenly locked him out for the second time. Second time I've done this. Locked him out in the heat.
And
So
I'm
he's been outside a couple of hours. He wanted to express how upset he was with me when I came home, and he was meowing at the patio door.
Right.
Meow, meow, meow. Anyway, well, I was talking about how I got the role of Frylock. Yeah, I was the guy who would call your house while you're having dinners. What do you think? In 10 years, everyone will have a cell phone? Somewhat likely. Not all likely, very likely. What do you think about your cable provider? Do you think we'll be able to pause, fast forward, and rewind live television in a few years? What are your thoughts on that? It was basically a data collection agency, like a market research firm. So all I would do was call people like yourself while you're trying to eat your dinner and ask you questions. And that was it. That's all my job was. I would call people and ask them questions, man. I get hung up on a lot.
Send the phone, spiders.
Edwards with Shauna Construction Company. With spring here, we thought you might be interested in a new deck. Ah, spiders!
And
Yeah.
it actually prepared me for doing voiceovers because you had to read from a script. You're sitting in these dumb terminals. This is like the 90s, you know what I'm saying? So it's like there was no internet yet per se, but there were computers. So we had a dial-up system where the machine would dial up the numbers, and I would click, you would answer your phone, and I would try to get you to sit on the phone with me and talk about cable providers or internet access. But, you know,
Live streaming Broadbrain.
Broadbrain.
Yes, Broadbrain.
cell phones and stuff like that.
Where you at, dog? Hey, where you at, dog?
So
Yeah, but he
I'm in the
doesn't
break
do
room of that
computers
job
now.
with the script for Rabbit in one hand, and my agent is describing the characters. Like, so, okay, so your character's name is Frylock. Get it? Frylock, Sherlock. I had no pictures, didn't know what he was supposed to look like or anything like that. She just described him to me, just like you did. Just like he's the straight man. He's the guy who wants to solve the mystery. He's the straight-laced one. He wants to, you know, be the detective. The other two are just idiots. So as long as you go with that, you should be fine. I was like, okay, I got it. So I went from there, and I'm reading the script for Rabbit. I'm on a conference call with Matt Malero and Dave Willis, and I'm like, no, Meatwad, don't get the jam box. And they're just cracking up.
I'm gonna go get my jam box.
No, Meatwad, not the jam box. The other end of the phone, they just laughing their asses off. And I'm like, what is this crap? A floating box of French fry? Come on, I'm not going to get this gig. So as a rule of thumb in the voiceover industry, I follow this rule, and a lot of other voice actors do as well. Just hit it and forget it. Once you audition for something, don't dwell on it. Even though I can't lie, I did recently have a big audition, and I kind of dwelled on it a little bit. I wanted it real bad, but I didn't get it. It was the voice of Blade for the Blade video game. That's coming.
Oh, okay.
I auditioned, gave my all, did not get the gig. I've heard the guy who got it. I think I'm better, but that's just my opinion. Funny story in relation to that. They had already hired a guy to do Frylock's voice at the time that I auditioned for it. They had a guy already doing him, but he was like some truck driver or something like that who had a really deep voice, and they knew that they wanted Frylock to have a deep voice and sound cool and all this and that. So, but the guy couldn't act. He was terrible.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people don't realize that there is a lot of acting to go to it.
Yeah, there are tons of actors who are great on screen, but you put them behind a microphone in a booth where they can't see what's going on, or they can't do their acting thing on in front of a camera, that suck as voice actors.
Yeah,
it's just bad at it. But since they're so famous already, they get the gigs. You know what I'm saying? And that takes away from a guy like me who ain't up there yet, so to speak, to get the gigs. You know, I lost
People
the gig.
seem to think you are.
People seem to assume that I'm making all these hundreds of thousands of dollars because I was the voice of Frylock. Well, then, no, it ain't like that at all.
She's like, you're getting how many Yorlocks for this? I said, oh, don't you worry, baby. Enough to crank the generator back up another week or two.
Georgia. First of all, I'm in a right to work state, Georgia. And so the first 20 years of the show, we get no residuals, no get back on the get back, no royalties.
Because he wasn't in
that.
SAG, so
Yeah, I wasn't
he
in
didn't have a
SAG
SAG
at the time.
contract. He had a
it was just sign this. I was an independent contractor. That's
Yeah,
basically we all
that's
were.
what it is.
We all were independent contractors. Like, you know.
Not
you get
Dana.
somebody
Dana was in SAG.
No, he was an independent contractor that first run as well. He wasn't in SAG yet.
Huh.
He didn't get into SAG until later when he started doing all the on-screen stuff when he moved to LA. Then he got into SAG. But still, for the first run of the series, we didn't get anything on the Get Back. Now this newer version that we've done with the 5 new episodes and the stuff on YouTube, we do get residuals for those.
Oh,
as
good,
long
good.
as people are still watching it, like it's on Max now, formerly known as HBO Max. And
We
the
want
new movie,
people to like do
Plantasm.
the Max trial thing, that 14-day trial they have. Watch all of Aqua Teen and pay for 1 month, and then you can keep it or get rid of it after that.
My
Because
wife
that
said
will
that.
like
I didn't say that. My
Because
wife
that'll
said
put a whole
that.
bunch of numbers on it, right?
I didn't say it.
And
I don't
then
know.
it'll-
I don't know.
And
I
then
don't know
it'll
how
tell
that
Max,
works.
and it basically tells Max to buy more Aqua Teen, because I think that Adult Swim is being bought by Discovery, and then
They
they're
already
putting
got
everything.
bought by Discovery Channel.
And then they're putting
Cartoon
they put
Network
everything
and,
on.
and Time Warner got bought by Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
But that changed the whole lot of stuff. And it might have changed a whole lot of stuff for my show. Because the last time I went in and recorded for Aqua Teen, everybody in the studio was like, oh, they laid me off, Carey. They laid me off too. And these are guys who worked on Aqua Teen since its inception.
You will stay and you will watch us stack.
And they've all been laid off. I'm like, what? They laid y'all off. What does that mean for us? What does that mean for the show? You know, we got 5 episodes out of it. They call that a season.
Yeah, that was a
figure.
short season.
I would have preferred to get 25 episodes and call that a season if it was up to me. But if it was up to me, it would have never been canceled. But it was not up to me, obviously. So, you know.
Well,
it looked like the animation budget went up on those last 5.
Oh, it did. It did. They got the crew from Archer to work on the new season and everything, and that was a big deal. And if you notice, the level of cursing has increased because they used to bleep everything. A lot of fans found that funnier when they bleeped everything, but
I would have been offended out of my ass.
Me too, you mother suck.
now we can curse now. So it's like we're on a cable channel now. We're on Max now. So it's like everything is copacetic, I guess.
I thought it was funny when I was messaging like customer support on Max, asking for more Aqua Teen. I said I watched it all. I want some more. Yeah, just give me some more of that.
I wish
Yeah,
all
go
the
get some
fans
more.
would do that. Hey,
Yeah, all the fans should do that.
just cause a firestorm. I'm like, we want more Aqua Teen. We want more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to say, but
Yeah.
fingers or French fries crossed. We'll be doing more, I hope, in the near future.
You mentioned the bleeped words, and those are some. You're right. That for your character, those are some of my favorite scenes. When you go off on Alan, the alien.
You fat bastard. You hear me, bitch? Huh? Come on down here, you sucking suck mother.
That's great stuff. Yeah, it's almost out of character for you, and so it comes across as a surprise.
Somebody found the unedited version of that.
Nice.
Be honest with you, I don't even remember when I did that, and it was just off the top of my head. It's just a bunch of just going off on this guy. That's how I feel when I don't get the gig. Like when I didn't get Blade, I went off like, "Hey, you son of a no!" That was my rule. But yeah, it was a freaking blast doing the show, man. I hope I'm not speaking in past tense. Like this will be over forever and ever. Amen.
I don't know.
I
That's
hope we
not
can
what the
get
customer.
another.
That's not what the customer service over at Max told me.
I hope we can get another movie out of it and get some more.
He
Get
said
some
something
more
about
seasons out of
sure.
it.
We'll get you
Get
some
some more
more. And I was
YouTube.
like, oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, more of that YouTube. Those YouTube clips are.
Oh,
Get off of here. Scary man, say boo. Well, I love it. This is exactly where you launched the invasion again.
oh yeah, the Aqua
Oh yeah, we
side
did those.
pieces.
Yeah, we did those here.
I did those from here in my home
Yeah.
studio. Actually, that was pretty fun. That was
See,
great. They're all
he's-
like 3 minutes and some change long.
Yeah.
And then you see the return of some of these old villains like Hand Banana.
Great.
Hand Banana and what was the other one? What's the doll? What's the doll?
I don't know. He's got some action bills though.
Yeah.
Happy Time Harry. Yeah.
Happy Time Harry.
Happy Time Harry.
And that's let's see, David Cross, right?
David Cross, the actor. Yeah.
I like him.
Great guy. He's also one of the Bible fruits. He was Bert Banana, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
The one who wanted the booze.
You know what? Go ahead and pour me a little bit of a full glass of that rum.
Yeah.
Get
So
the liquor
he's
faster.
been guest on our show a few times.
I can't find any bacon. I don't know where it is.
It's in the fridge, honey. It's in the fridge.
I'm in the kitchen.
In there.
And he's in the studio, which is the closet. This in our
Keep
bedroom.
keep searching. You'll find it. There ain't that much in the fridge. We just got a new fridge and trying to restock it. So there ain't much stuff in there, but it is
I'm just gonna
kind of a
forget
lot
it.
for us.
So one of the questions I wanted to ask is, did you have any personal favorite episodes?
Yes.
He does.
I do.
It's the Happy
called
Birthday Snake.
Super Birthday Snake.
Yeah, that one.
I think it's season 3 where all the episodes were super something like supermodel.
You got me framed up?
Oh yeah, you're framed up.
Make sure I'm framed up, then blow her to hell.
Super this, super that. So this one was Super Birthday Snake. If you remember that episode in particular, Meatwad wants a pet.
Right.
And instead of a fluffy bunny, he gets
You
a
don't
snake.
tell me
No
when
thanks
I'm
to Shake.
drunk.
And
I tell you.
Shake talks him into stapling the ears to his head, and then it's on. And the snake just devours him and devours
And everybody
Shake.
else.
Oh, what? Oh! What are you looking at?
And Frylock blows it to pieces and then kills Carl Terminator style. Gets all pimped out, picks up the phone and says, why don't you pick up a couple of bitches? Bring them over before I put a cigarette out in your damn eye.
So why don't you pick up a couple of bitches and come over tonight? Or I'll put a cigarette out in your damn eye.
Man, you changed.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
That's a great line.
Yeah. Oh, I quote that one a lot. That's one of my favorite lines.
I remember
ever.
I remember people were talking about it in one of the Aqua Teens, and somebody goes, "Yes, you did," and then you reply, "No, I didn't."
No, I didn't.
And then
No,
people
I
were like,
did
"Oh
not.
my god, he's actually replying."
Did he say
to the
that he
thing."
did? Did he say that he did? Oh, no, I didn't. Yeah. Yeah. Comedy gold, man. This stuff after a while starts writing itself. You know what I'm saying? All we had to do was just show up and get her done. You know?
Yeah. Do you do much ad libbing on the show? Do they let you do that?
Yeah, a lot, or they ask him to.
Oh, yeah. That's just like, I would say 60-40. 60%
Okay.
scripted, 40% ad lib. You know, especially the Wayne the Brain McClane episode where they're in the bar trying to win bar dollars from Wayne, who was actually Seth MacFarlane. Before this was right when Family Guy was taking off. So we've had some interesting guest stars on the show, man. He was one of them. And they were looking for Frylock to say different little things like stuff. Booyaka, booyaka. We're blowing up like a fat man smoking in the gas station.
Yeah, nice.
And Matt and Dave heard me say that. It just cracked up. I was like, y'all never heard that before? I was like, no, we never heard. It's like, you never heard that? Oh, man, I got a million of them. I got something for you. The one when they joined the Marines. we were looking up a bunch of Marine slogans or Marine sayings like our fart and jarhead and all this stuff, all the fart sack, this, that, this, and that. And so I was like, my father was a Marine, so he had a few things to say that probably couldn't say on Aqua Teen. But they looked up a bunch of Marine Corps sayings and stuff like that. And we did a lot of ad-libbing.
Yeah, and then Meatwad ends up ad-libbing or copying Jack Nicholson for part of it.
We sit out there on that wall protecting keyboard jockeys like you. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I see. It's good to talk to a person who knows the show. I've done some interviews where the person maybe seen 1 or 2 episodes that really doesn't know much about it.
No, I'm sick on it.
Yeah, man. I love it. What's your favorite episode?
Bible Fruit and Cybernetic Ghost.
Right, Bert? Remember that? Bert, remember how hard you would hit me?
As hard as I could, as long as I could.
Oh, God! Now you listen directly to me.
Well, Cybernetic Ghost has a couple of episodes, you know.
Yeah,
that's Matt Malero. That's Matt Malero. He's the Cybernetic Ghost. He is from the Moonanites, Ignignat and and as well as many other characters on there. He's played himself on there a couple of times. What's the one where Carl gets the magic flute, or he's trying to learn how to shred, play guitar, and he's watching this video, and the guy on there instructs in the video. That's Matt Malero in a wig.
Okay, step 4. Should not have bought this recorder. The recorder is not for everyone.
It's hilarious. And I think at one time he was on there as a pizza delivery guy or something. And they put themselves in the episode sometimes.
Nice.
That's how old Space Ghost, OG, George Lowe, got to be a recurring character. He's always like a cop or something like that on there now. And he played himself in one episode, I think. But when they would try